Hi everyone. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to all of you for all of the feedback that you've sent me about the security technical depth video that I've created about a week ago. And there are a lot of questions that you've asked, and I'll try to answer those in the next couple of videos. And those questions, they're typically in two categories, the why questions and how questions. So let me start with the why questions. And a lot of you are wondering, we are, as security professionals, taught to deal with the risks and address everything risk-based. So how does risk and technical depth in cybersecurity relate? And it's a great question. And obviously some of you are asking, so I probably have technical depth and I also have some high risk issues that I need to deal with. What do I address first? And obviously, if you have something high risk, high priority, by all means address this first. But don't forget about the security depth. Don't forget about that cybersecurity technical depth. And here is why. So when I think about cybersecurity technical debt, I think about compound interest. What's compound interest? So you've all heard that wealth advisor sale pitch, where they're going to say if you invest $1,000 every year for the 10 years, or you're going to invest $10,000 year 10, which one is going to give you more wealth by the age of 60? And obviously the answer is first, right? Invest $1,000 every year because of compound interest. Now, what they don't tell you is there is also a negative example of compound interest, and this is your mortgage. Now, in terms of the compound interest, I think of technical debt as something that accumulates that negative compound interest, right? It becomes increasingly worse. Why? Because security debt is a breeding ground for unknown unknowns. Yes, those things that are highly improbable but yet have a very profound impact on your security, on your operations continuity, and you don't know about them. You don't even know they exist. It's exactly the same thing with the security debt. Because when you think of what security debt is comprised of, typically, it is comprised of those low and medium risk things that you never got to fix. But guess what? Over the time, with compound interest, somebody comes along and say, I am going to chain those few seemingly low risk items with maybe one medium risk item in the attack chain, and then I'm going to get to remote code execution, privilege escalation, something very nasty, something that you're not going to like. And that's what technical debt is all about. It's something that is really unknown right now in terms of impact in the current situation and in the future. That's why do not let it grow. Do not let the compound interest on security debt grow. You need to keep fixing it. You need to keep repaying your loan. You need to keep repaying your mortgage. Much the same thing, you need to keep fixing everything that's in your security debt. Now, I also tend to think that if karma had an incarnation, it would be that compound interest in security debt. So when we are talking about the security debt and when we're talking about fixing the security debt, one of the most important things, and this is completely counter-logical, but it's also amazing thing. If you want to do a risk analysis on your technical debt, it's probably going to take you exactly the same amount of effort than to fix that security debt. That's why fixing it is much more important than analyzing it. You don't need to do analysis to fix it. You already know what's wrong. You just need to figure out how to fix it. And this is the how video, right? But you already know exactly what needs to be fixed. You don't need to analyze. But if you start analyzing risks that are associated with that particular technical debt right now, after a couple of years, it's going to be profoundly hard to do it. It's going to be profoundly time consuming, profoundly resource consuming to do it. So don't go that direction. Go straight into fixing. There are no excuses for not fixing the cybersecurity technical debt.